All right, let's get this show on the road again. So if you remember, we are using the AC method to factor out, right? So if x squared plus 3x minus 18 equals 0 and 2m equals x, then m equals what? So we had to solve for AC, right? You got to find our two factors, which we found here, -3, 6, and 3. And then 2m is equal to x. We just solve for m, so we divide by 2 to both sides. So the m equals x over 2. So in order to find our x values, right, we had to go through the whole process here. We factored out x, right? And then we factored out 6. And then we have the same matches. X minus 3, x plus 6. So plus 3 minus 6 on both sides. X equals 3. And x equals -6. We plug it in. And 3 divided by 2 is just 3 over 2. -6 divided by 2 is -3. These are my two m values, right? Because we're solving for m. So then we have A as our final answer. Now I did all the prep work here because it's a lot of work and I don't want this video to be an hour long. So I just kind of worked it out and then I'm explaining it. So hopefully this helps you understand as well. All right, so the next one, right? The next one. There we go. If x to the fourth minus 13x squared plus 36 equals 0, then x equals what? So again, we use the AC method here. We found that is 36. And then b is equal to -13. So we go through the steps. It's not 1, it's not 2, it's not 3. It is -4 times -9 is positive 36. And they both add up to -13. So now we go through the steps. We factor out here and here. We notice that this is the same, right? We factor out x squared, we factor out a -9. So then here, we write it down. But if you notice, this is a difference of squares. So here we have to use difference of squares formula, which is just x squared minus 4 is just x plus 2, x minus 2, x squared minus 9 is just x plus 3, x minus 3. So we're just expanded the whole thing. We set it equal to 0. So then the opposites here. So -3, +3, +2, -2, -2, +2. So now we set it from least to greatest. And that is our answer, right? -3, -2, 2, and 3, which would be D. Again, I talk it and faster than I could write it, so it does take a bit to write this down. Just be patient. Okay. Now the next one here. This is a quadratic equation. No, wait. What's it called? Well, what is the solution set for the quadratic equation? X squared equals -2x plus the quadratic formula, and that's what it is. Minus 2x plus 5 for this thing here. So what we have to figure out right away is we got to put this in our standard format. So x squared equals -2x plus 5. So we have to plus 2x on both sides, minus 5 on both sides, and it's going to give me x squared plus 2x minus 5. My a value is 1, my b value is 2, and my c value is -5. So I have to plug them in to each one of these things, right? And then I just solve and simplify. So here I plug it in, right? Boom, 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 boom. Simplifies to -2 plus minus square root of 4 plus 20 all over 2. Now I get some extra work here. The square root of 24, I do upside down division, and it leaves me with 2 square root of 6. So square root of 24 is equal to 2 square root of 6. I plug it in here, right? Which I divide by 2. So 2 divided by 2 is just 1. 2 divided by 2 is just 1. So then this simplifies to x equals -1 plus or minus square root of 6, which then plus or minus, right? So -1 minus square root of 6, right? That's the -1. Then comma, -1 plus, right? Square root of 6. That's the plus 1. So then my answer here is A, final answer. That is how you do that one. And then last but not least, right, again, what we have to do is break it down. So the roots of equations ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0 are, and so this is the root, so this is like my final answers. Which of the following could be the equation for this whole thing? Now, we have to understand that this b, right, is 3. This b is the same, right? 5 is equal to, right, the inside, like all this equals to 5, and then this is as this. So once we break it down, right, we got b equals 3, then we can't eliminate answer choices, right? We can eliminate. All right. So let's see, where was I? B equals 3. Did I just start it? Well, either way, you have to plug it in, solve for it, right? Figure out that c is equal to 1. And then, again, we're basing off our letters. So A, B, and C correspond to A, B, and C. So here we were able to cross out -3 and -3 because B is 3. And we see that C is positive, right? So then we can cross out C, right? And then final answer is A. That's how you do these. Hopefully you guys were able to understand. Go back, rewind the video, watch it 100 times, and then you'll be pros at this. Again, so guys, hopefully you guys have a great day. Remember to keep it PG. Don't do anything rated R. Come back alive, guys. Come back alive.